minimalism the next level. So about 4 months ago, I delved into minimalism harder than I ever had before and really pushed myself. I ended up giving away my bed, most of my clothes, and a ton of other items that were really difficult to part with. And in the 4-month period since then, I've kind of stepped back and allowed my focus to go on other areas of life. But right now I'm going back to minimalism, and to me, this is the next level. And what I mean by that is I've taken a lot of the lessons and realizations that have come in the 4 months after giving away a lot of my stuff, and I'm coming back with a new confidence that I'd like to share with you guys today. So when I think about minimalism and when I think about why we have such difficulty with parting with items that are really meaningful to us and why other people have such difficulty, I think that the main and most obvious reason is fear. It's the fear of thinking about giving an item away, picking it up and going, hey, I don't know if I need this anymore. And then what happens is that the brain instantly conjures up the any scenario mindset. So when you're thinking about giving an item away, your brain will instantly ask yourself, is there any opportunity in the near future, hypothetical or real, in which I would need this item? And what happens is, of course, your brain can come up with a scenario that you would need the item that you're thinking about. And your brain instantly goes, okay, well then, therefore, I shouldn't give this item away. But this is actually a completely flawed mindset, because the any scenario mindset doesn't take into account the fact that there's an associated cost with keeping any item. And there's also an associated benefit, huge benefit, with giving any item away. Because when we release ourselves from items, well, number one, it's taking up less space in our apartment or house. We're not having to see it or notice it every single day, and it's clearing up clutter, it's clearing up our minds, our thoughts, and our environment. So there's huge benefits to giving an item away, and there's a small associated cost with giving an item away if you need it again in the future. And the realization that has happened for me that has given me a lot of confidence is that in the 4 months since I gave away all of my items, or a lot of my items, I have not needed or thought about a single item that I gave away. And this is where I think the confidence comes from, because I think for me or for any other minimalist, I think that it's probably 5% or less of the items that you would give away that you would need in the future. And I want you to comment below with what percentage of the items that you've given away have you actually needed to purchase, borrow, rent, or use again in the future after you gave it away. And so I think that this is just a huge lesson for not only minimalism, but for our whole life in general. I think that we can be so scared to risk losing something that it prevents us from gaining all the benefits that are there for giving it away or for moving on. I think in life we have to be willing to break a few glasses along the road to success. And what I mean by that is you have to be willing to give away the items that are not meaningful to you. And if you have to buy them in the future, who cares? If you give away 100 items and 5 or 3 or 2 of them you end up needing in the future, that's not a big deal. That's a minor inconvenience, and the benefit that would come from giving those 100 items away is a huge plus, because it means that you could finally be living in a clean, fresh, beautiful, exciting environment for yourself. And that's the benefit, and then the cost is this minor inconvenience of having to purchase the item again. So my advice to you is that you don't have to do minimalism all in one step or one weekend or one day. You can do it in waves. I think that Fumio Sasaki, who wrote the book Goodbye Things, I think it took him 4 years, he said, to give away his items to the point where he's at now. And so you can take your time. So for me, I delved really deep into it for like a month and a half, 2 months. I sold a lot, I donated a lot, I gave away a lot. And now I have stepped away and I'm coming back into it with this new confidence. For me, this is the next level of minimalism, knowing that if I'm not using an item or if it's not meaningful to me, I can give it away, and there's a very low likelihood that I'll ever think about it in the future. And so right now it's springtime. So this is a huge opportunity for you to look at your winter clothes and to ask yourself, are there any items that I didn't wear at all, or I only wore once or twice? And then to really consider giving those items away, to be aware of the feelings that come up while you're trying to do that, and then to overcome that. And for me, there were a few jackets or pullovers that I only wore literally once all winter, Granted, I'm in a pretty warm climate, so I went ahead and have already donated those to charity and gotten those out of my closet, and it feels incredible to begin that process again of going back through my items and giving away those bigger fish, the hard to give away items, which I have a few of them right now that I'm working on. So I hope you guys like this video. Definitely comment below with what you guys think about this and how many items you've had to repurchase after giving them away. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button because I make videos on minimalism, meditation, spirituality, and discovering your true authentic self. So if you like those subjects, hit the subscribe button and I'll see you guys next week. Ciao.